go back to Wyandotte and see my old house my grandparents lived in.
Just probably met your brother a few times under bad circumstances there.
I hope not. I was in 5th grade then.
Yeah, we moved out of Wyandotte when I was in the 3rd grade back in 19.
Back in 200 BC.
My wife says 200 BC.
200 BC.
That's about it. Yep. She's got it.
She sounds like my wife. My wife reckons I was born before Christ.
Yep. And
there you go.
it's like Wayne the Woodturner, you know, he's back with the Roman centurions putting up Hadrian's Wall and other things.
Yep.
It's failed its first pressure test. I've titled this one "Go Until It Explodes," so it's failed the first one.
I figured it probably would.
Is that a crack you just filled in with resin?
No, I filled it in with crayon.
Oh, interesting.
With a wax crayon.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to see this.
It's just cracked. Put it in the chuck, so I knew that was going to happen.
But
I would have heated it with that.
It's like the Grand Canyon too, so.
Yeah, it's that a grapevine. So it's got some really big cracks in it, like twisted cracks from it growing.
Oh yeah.
This was just an initial test. I've got other pieces that I want to make containers out of, but I want to colour the crack or the hole that'll be left once I've bored it out and stuff, you know. But I highly doubt I'm going to get the chance to bore this one out before it explodes.
Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
My wife had an idea that, and I've been doing it, and I totally forgot about it, is the sawdust that you have, the small stuff.
Yeah.
If you happen to have any, like, dye colors.
Yep. Yep.
Right, Effie.
She colored the dye, and then I put the colored dyed sawdust into the cracks. You know, I got red, yellow, purple.
Yep.
Stuff like that. But only the fine stuff, so it gets way down in the crack.
Yeah. I've got red dust lying around, and I've got this from the bandsaw, and yeah, I know what you mean. I would do it normally if it was a smaller crack, but I'm just trying different textures at the moment. How you going, Effie? How are you? I guess you're going to stay for a while now that Robbo's here, eh?
No, she wants to know what took you so long to get on.
You're more than welcome to start a live, Effie.
Does it cost to start a live thing like this? You know, I have no clue.
No, it cost me $35 a month, and that's it.
But that's to allow you to have 10 on it, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard is 6, but that includes you. So
Yeah.
five guests. Yeah, it's pretty good. I've tried another streaming thing out before, and that was okay, but not as good as this. Facebook's okay to stream to, but you've got to have really good internet connection to stream to them because they only do HD. But StreamYard gives you the option to go down to 480 if you really wanted to. Nice.
And Effie says, I am great. No, I come for you. See, I'm on the outer now.
Oh.
Somebody better.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
You haven't worn your Where's Wally t-shirt for a while either.
It's bloody cold, Robbo.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's under 1,000 layers of...
I used to like watching Wally move across the lays. That was rather interesting.
You better explain yourself to Rex.
Yeah.
No?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's got a Where's Wally t-shirt. And Wally lines up exactly with the bed of the lathe, so it looks like Wally's turning along the lathe. Hello, Eva. How are you? Oh, there'll be plenty.
How you going, Eva?
Hey, where's Dr. Bob? Is his internet not working?
Oh, who knows? He's probably sleeping or something.
No, he had graduation party tonight.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, got all the youngies around.
Yeah.
He
Well, last week his whole neighborhood took a major power hit.
Yeah,
It was so bad it even burnt the lines coming up to the house. And
yeah, he was telling me that it took out the television, the internet, everything.
everything.
Yeah.
All the entrance cables coming up to the houses in the neighborhood had to be replaced.
Yep.
It took out a cell phone tower in the area. All kinds of stuff.
It's a pretty strong hit.
Yeah. What they think happened is the power station, the substation near them got hit with lightning. And that would explain the kind of damage it got.
yeah. Yeah, power lines don't like 2.5 million volts going through them backwards.
No, they don't.
My brother got hit by a lightning bolt and it threw him about 30 feet. We never noticed any change in attitude at all. He still is stupid or I'm sorry, not stupid, stubborn as always.
Well, the great golfer Arnold Palmer got hit 3 times.
Yeah,
And I can't remember who. We just had somebody in the club recently got hit with lightning. I'm trying to remember who.
I didn't get hit by lightning, but I was in the shed and the shed took a hit. And all the machines started up. It fried all the switches in the machines and started them up.
Wow.
And
That's too much like a horror film.
And yeah, $1,500 later to replace all the wiring and the switches in them.
Yeah. Wow.
And repair the roof where it put a hole through it.
Huh.
Glad you weren't standing there or what?
Oh, I was standing in the middle of it. Frightened the hell out of me, I tell you.
Yeah.
Just think he could have traveled back to the future or something.
Oh, I don't know where I went for a few seconds, I tell you.
That's God's way of telling you better behave.
Yeah. And Eva says she's not been hit by lightning, but if you live in the countryside here, you need to unplug everything in your house, kind of when it's thunder. She also says that in the middle of the city I stay online and play games and so on in the middle of thunderstorms. And in the cities all the electricals are underground. I used to like going out onto the end of the town across the way from us called Frankston. When I lived over there, we used to go and sit on the end of the pier, believe it or not, and watch the thunderstorms coming across the bay.
Oh, wow.
I love watching thunderstorms and lightning.
Yeah.
I love laying down and taking a nap when I hear those and just listening to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we live now, we're in a sort of a valley, if you can understand that. We're only about 4 or 5 feet above sea level. And there's 2 mountain ranges on each side, one down the Mornington Peninsula on one side and then the Dandenongs on the other side. And it's like a funnel, and sometimes it just funnels straight down there. And looks fantastic. I used to chase, I'm going to paraphrase this a little bit. She says it's a crack of dawn here, so it's bedtime. She used to chase thunderstorms in the car, but since cars aren't safe for really, I've stopped doing it. Yeah, we might be flooded, Eva, but funnily enough, we're in the highest part of the town. We're on the only hill in the place. So that puts us about 6 feet above sea level, I
Like
think.
6 feet.
When we dug our fence posts, when we put the holes in for the fence posts, we could actually see the tide rising and falling in the bottom of the hole.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's right, Eva. It's not like the Netherlands. They're underwater. If the dikes go, they've gone.
They're considering adding on to the dikes in Netherlands so they can reclaim more land.
Yeah.
Is it still cracked, Jay?
Just wait a second. Well, I said hi, be nice. So now I'm off to bed. See you around, kiddies.
See you, Eva. Thanks for coming in.
Take
No,
care.
Rex, I hit it with the heat gun before I started sanding it, Rex.
Ah, okay.
Got melted back in.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's holding at least. It's holding, so my next is to start drilling it out and see what happens. I know what's going to happen. I can see the obvious, but
Yeah, you're going to have a blue stripe all around the workshop, I think.
yeah. No, it should be hard crayon, so it just hit the wall and explode.
I found a spalted maple 16-inch half a log on my shelf today, or actually yesterday, and it got a big crack right down the middle of it. So today I filled it up with blue resin.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully in the next few days I'll get a chance to turn that, or at least core it out so I get 2 out of it.
G'day, Chris.
How you going, Chris?
So we've got Florida, Detroit, and now you're not in Utah. You're in Ohio, aren't Texas, aren't you, Chris? And Sid's in. Good morning, Sid. No, I don't think Blair's in. I haven't seen him yet anyway. I know Blair's in Utah, but I don't think he's in the channel at the moment.
Well, Jay, once you got it sanded, I thought you might put like a layer of finish on it, like, I don't know, poly or something on there. So that way the outside of the blue won't melt, or even if it does, it's got a layer of something to stop it, for lack of a better word. And then you'd only have to fix the inside. Does that make sense? Sometimes I'm not sure I make sense on that.
Oh, no, makes sense to me.
How you going, Sid? I didn't actually hear what you said. Sorry, Rex. It's hard to hear everyone when the lathes turned on.
Rex said to put a layer of poly or something over it to try and hold the wax in.
All right, cool. Do you want to buy me some poly so I can put it on? I don't have any. So I've got Gorilla Glue. I've got 5-minute epoxy that takes 24 hours. I've got super glue, which is just going to make it white when it dries. I've got plastic that I could melt down in there that will keep it clear, but some people don't like the plastic down there, so I'll just leave it. It can stay like it, and if it explodes, it explodes. Shit happens.
No, stuff happens. It's caught by a-holes.
Yep. Right. Got any other projects on the go, Rex?
I'm sorry, say that once more.
Have you got any other projects on the go?
Yes, I do. Have you heard of a tree called the monkey pod?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm doing a bowl on that, and it's frustrating because down at the bottom in one area, on the inside bottom, it stays rough. I can't sand it smooth. I thought I had it, and then I look at it again, and it's still rough.
Right, you mean like tear out?
Yeah, and I sanded the whole bowl inside, and it all looks good, smooth. Sanded it at 320, and I looked at that one spot, and it's still rough.
Yeah, put sanding sealer in there and then try it again.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a punky spot.
The outside was right where the tenon is.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to put a tenon on it. I had a friend do it because I poured in, and I don't know if this was a mistake or not. I poured in that wood hardener stuff.
Yep.
Because my finger would go in half an inch.
Oh.
Where that area was, so I poured it in there, and I literally used about a third of a pint pouring it in there, and I poured it in there like 3 times because I was scared of it, and then I asked my friend to do it because I was still scared of it.
The wood was absorbing it.
But what he did worked, and now on the inside, the standing part of it, and so I started going back to 80 grit on it, and now that's in just that one particular area, and it seems to be accepting it this time. I'm up to 220, and now there's that. I always mess that term up.
Chatoyans.
Yeah, that word.
Okay.
They're in certain spots, but not that one. But yet it's in other spots of the monkey pod.
Yeah, that's because the wood is punky, so the grain isn't going to lay in the same direction, so you won't get a chatoyance there.
But it's nice to take revenge against the monkey pod. I hate monkey pod trees.
Well, you know what? I've got a couple pieces downstairs, and I've turned about 5 pieces that I got in Hawaii last February, and I've had no problems with them. As a matter of fact, one of them, as I turned it, I found on the inside there was a section that a branch came out of the tree at an angle, and it looked just like a comet flying through the sky.
Oh.
And so I called up the Comet Bowl and put it on my Etsy store for $90, and it sold.
We lived in Hawaii for 4 years, and we had to rake the monkey pods, and we hated it.
Yeah.
You run over with a lawnmower machine, and then you got like a gooey mess. I'm talking like molasses mess.
Oh, geez.
And there's several thousands of those laying on the ground, and it's just like all the inside of your mower, and it literally will stop the mower because it's so thick. So I was trying to turn it and get back some vengeance against it.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous wood.
I'll see if I can't somehow figure out how to do a picture and send it to you.
Okay.
Oh, if you put it up on the chat, up on the thing in Facebook, Jeff will see it there, like you did with that other pole.
Yeah,
Oh, it'll
definitely.
come up like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just posted a image out on the Detroit Turner's website of that log I just did filled with resin.
I'll have to look for it. I'd like to see it. Yeah. And how are you able to get wood from Hawaii? I thought the wood, it was like limited and carefully watched.
I don't think so. I used to think that about Koa, but we were out there in February 2020. We got back right before the big shutdown here in Michigan because of the pandemic. But I picked up Koa and Monkey Pod, and I carried it. Well, the Monkey Pod I shipped back. The mill I went to said they're shipping the stuff out through the mail all the time to people all over the country that come to visit. They pay for it and they ship it out for them. I had a big 16 by 16 by 4 inch piece of Koa that I packaged up in my suitcase, and I brought that home. And I rough turned that into a fruit shaped bowl, but it's got a big rotten spot in it. So once it's fully dried, I'm going to clean that all out and probably fill that in with a resin. I just haven't figured out the coloring and stuff like that yet because I don't want to take away from it because it was a gorgeous piece of wood. But yeah, they told me they ship out all the time, that there's no restrictions.
I'll have to
I
look.
think-
I'd like to do Koa.
I think as long as there's no bark or pest infestations, that you're pretty right with most timbers.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get it from a mill, it's all cut up and everything, slabbed. And
Yep.
Okay, Robbo, I sent that picture of the monkey pod thing. So I don't know how to let you guys see it.
Yeah, no,
Did
it's
it
come up.
right.
It's come up
I'll
on.
put it.
It's come up on Messenger.
I'll put it up on share screen if you want that one.
Yeah, I've got it.
All right.
Joy English is in. G'day, Joy. How are you?
Hi, Joy.
oh, Joy.
How you going, Joy?
That,
Is that a faceplate there on the right side of Jay's picture?
No, that's a light.
The round thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
light with a magnifying glass in it.
No magnifying glass. It's just round.
Oh, sorry. I thought it had a magnifying glass in that one. Jeez, I don't know. You're in the wars, Joy. Joy said Mum and her are good. Skinned one of my fingers with a saw yesterday. Stung
Ow.
like a son of a bitch too.
Wow. My wife bought me one of those medieval chain link gloves for when I do band saws or table saw stuff. Since I'm not exactly very mobile.
Yeah, a
Probably not a
butcher's
bad
glove.
idea.
Well, I'm still lucky. I've got all 10 of them. Still,
You'll have to send me a picture. If I remember correctly, did somebody say you had like a 15-foot length Rabo? Some big,
No.
humongous one?
that's a small one. I've got a 40-foot blade.
Oh my gosh. Somehow I have to get a picture of both of those. I would love to see that. That's amazing. I have to, my wife's hearing this. She says, now mine doesn't seem big at all.
Well, looks like Jay had some cram come out.
Yeah, warmed up.
That's too
Joyce.
bad.
Joy said it didn't bleed, but stung a lot. Yeah, that's the problem with grazers. They hurt more than the cut, I reckon.
Yeah, no kidding. Those and burns.
Yep.
Many, many years ago when I was wild and young and fit, I came off a motorbike and tore all. I was in leathers and everything else, and I slid along on my back on a bitumen road, and when it tore, the leather heated up that much that it gave me 3rd-degree burns, and then took half the skin off my back as well.
Oh,
Ow.
Jeez, I tell you what, now that was pain.
yeah. My grandfather had that happen when he was young on a 1928 Indian down in Pennsylvania. The thing pitched up on him, and he went off the back, and it dragged him about 30 feet before it fell over, and it tore up his back. It was all cinder gravel roads back in those days. And
Yeah,
so
no,
he was
this
dead
was a
set.
night. Sorry.
He was dead set against me getting a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But when I was 16, I got a motorcycle anyways, and promised him I would be careful. And a week after I got it, I had an accident.
Oh, well, it was a 1946 Harley Davidson with a sidecar on it, ex-Army courier bike it was, ex-American Army courier bike. And I forgot that when you have a sidecar on, you don't lean to the left. When you're going around the left-hand corner, you've got to lean to the right. And it jacked itself up on the sidecar, of course, and over she went.
It was just reminding you the proper way to ride.
Yeah. And Joy said, hey, Jay, I saw a guy the other day added pigment to CA glue before putting it on the wood. Looked pretty cool soaked into punky wood. And Sid says it's a wee bit cold today. Yeah, it is over here too, Sid. And Sid said also tape the outside maybe, Jay.
All right.
What is it there?
For all those people that are commenting and stuff, Sid, go look at the title. What does it say? It says, don't use tape. Can you read that? Yeah, I don't care. I don't really care if it falls out. I just wanted to see what it was going to be like. Really, it seems to be holding all right when I'm doing the outside. So. And it's only about 1/4 centimetre thick there. Now, I could just put in a bit of plastic here, and then just put some more crayon in there to fill in the hole. Won't be too bad.
Chris, I've got to go. Last minute prep for our teen group and have to put out a drama fire. Oh yes, the joys of dealing with teenagers.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Chris.
Yeah.
And Sid said it just means you get longer and more fun before it explodes. All right, see you later, Chris. Have fun. I've spent many years in that situation, dealing with teenagers.
Yep. I always said I'd like to find the person that coined the phrase "the joy of parenting" and slap the shit right out of them.
So was that?
Said I've always wanted to find the person who coined the phrase "the joy of parenting" and slap the shit right out of them.
Yeah. I reckon there was a culture that used to give away their kids when they were about 5 and got them back when they were about 18. I reckon that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
No worries.
How cold is it there?
I don't know. I'll tell you what it is at the moment. It's 8 degrees at the moment, centigrade or Celsius.
8 Celsius. Okay,
Yeah,
So what is-
I quite agree with you, Chris.
so that's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
I had to freshen my ice. It's an American thing.
Chris says my kids have been a pure joy. Other people's kids are the worst. Yes, I quite agree. My kids were pretty good.
Did you have banana or apple? Don't you have a banana or an apple? They're all fresh.
Yeah, I know.
Our place used to attract all the strays around the neighbourhood for some reason.
It's good to have gatherings like that.
Plus, I was a local scout leader and various other things as well. So, and I had neat toys to play with out in the shed.
That always helps.
I think the worst part was that I could just about fix anything. So, if something broke, it always ended up at our place. And, oh, Robbo, can you fix this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Know what that's like.
I really wonder how some people get on in this world because I got the mechanical aptitude of a mouse, I think.
Yeah. Well, they're the ones that keep the economies going.
Well, that's right.
They've always got to seek help.
I think the best one I ever read on Facebook was, who can I get to sharpen my tools when they're blunt? I think for me, I'd have to have a bloke standing right beside me and about 20 tools at once, you know.
Did you lose more, Jay, from the sanding?
No,
No, it's fine, Rex. There's a little bit of when I was drilling it out, it melted so much that it actually splattered up the side and left splat marks
Oh, wow.
from the centrifugal force, I would assume.
So in other words, you can't have a cup of hot coffee out of it.
Nah, unfortunately. But yeah, I didn't really clean up the inside either. You do not want to see the inside.
Oh, yes, we do.
No, you do not.
Yes, we do.
It's just thrashed out from the skew. The skew pushing down, cutting the sides out. So it's all furry down there. It kind of looks like your hair when you wake up in the morning, Robbo.
There's not much there to stand on end. Pre-COVID, yes.
So I'll throw that one in there,
Joy said, I once sewed an eye and an arm back on my friend's daughter's teddy bear. She looked at me like I was performing magic. Yes, it seems to have been a lost thing these days with kids learning sewing and stuff. My mum,
Still an awesome skill.
Sorry, what was that, Rex?
I'm saying to Joy that sewing is still an awesome skill.
Yeah. My mother taught all of us 5 boys how to sew.
Good for her.
Yeah. No, I used to have a big industrial sewing machine at one time, and we used to sew up our own sails for the yachts.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
My grandmother tried to teach me. I can do buttons. That's about it.
Now, my mother used to do the sewing for quilts and the hand stitching quilts. And they had that quilting frame that hung from the ceiling, and I was the one underneath returning the needles all the time with the thread, since I was the youngest one. And there were 5 ladies waiting on me, all around saying, "Okay, this one over here, over here."
So the short story is, Rex, that you've always been bossed by women. Is that right?
Yes.
I heard Tammy laugh in the background there.
Yeah. Let's not get her to point at that award again tonight, okay?
And Joy says sewing is fun. My favourite is quilts. Yeah, some of the quilts I've seen are bloody beautiful, I must admit.
Yeah.
And very talented, more talent than I've got anyway. Geez, Joe, it sounds like you should go to sleep.
Oh, just lethargic, Not far from having a CBF.
Yeah.
Do you know what a CBF is, Jeff?
No.
Can't be fagged.
Can't be beeped. You can work out the rest, I'm sure.
Right.
Dishes are done, man. Not sticky. Cheers. Sounds a bit like Dr. Bob's house, but he's not in.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh, just the talking in the background on someone's microphone. It sounds like Dr. Bob's house, but he's not in.
Yeah, I'd say it's Jeff. Jeff's got the kids there by the sound of it.
It doesn't bother me. I don't care.
And
Everyone
Joy said, my grandmother made sure that my older brother knew how to cook, sew, and do laundry. She made sure I knew how to use tools properly, how to plumb, and how to swing a hammer.
Yep.
Oh, I learnt that off my father, but my mother taught us how to cook and, at least how to feed ourselves, at least heat up a can of baked beans or something.
Mhm.
Watch out. Some people will even burn that.
Oh, I know some people have burned water. We went to a friend's place one night for dinner, and the menu was roast chicken, roast potatoes, and various other things. The chicken, she forgot to take out of the plastic bag,
Oh no!
and
Cool, man.
and she's as impatient as hell. So instead of having the oven on about 250, she cranked it all the way up. So it was a lump of charcoal in a plastic bag.
Oh jeez.
And the potatoes, I think you could have used to fill in potholes with. So we ordered in pizza instead.
Yeah.
Safer meal to eat.
Right. Well,
I know, poor old Carmen, she just couldn't take a trick. I felt sorry for her husband. Joy said that her grandmother told my brother that he needed to know so that he would not be dependent on a woman to care for him, and same for me. Do not depend on a man to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Too true.
Yeah, a person should be self-sufficient.
Yeah. My wife reckons I make a better meatloaf than her because I have one advantage. I can eat it raw. I like raw meat, believe it or not.
Yeah, sicko.
Yeah, but the fancy restaurants, they charge extra for that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I went on this exercise in the Air Force, and it was survival school, and you ate what you could get, and they had us catch anything. We ate worms live, and
Yeah.
we caught a rabbit. We had to eat. He donated, got certain parts of the rabbit out, and told people you had to eat it raw. And I got the eyeball and ate it raw, and other people got another eyeball and the heart and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. When I was a teenager, I did survival training. And that's one thing we learned about, was you're looking for things with high protein. So if you can get an animal, that was great. But if you couldn't, I was lucky. The test was they left you off for 4 days after the training. They left you off somewhere, and you had to basically survive. And they gave you a knife and they gave you water. And I actually found a stream that had trout in it, so I was spearing trout and cooking it over a fire. Grubs, I ate grubs, which is something they tell you to look for because it's high in protein. And they're hard the first time. First time you got to get them in your mouth and be able to swallow them, and that's tough.
Yeah.
After that, it's
Well-
just like they taste like walnuts.
I've eaten rats, cats, dogs,
Yeah.
mice, praying mantises, cockroaches,
Mm.
um, you name it. Snake.
Yeah, I've had
I-
snake.
This is just out in the scrub. We used to actually take, my brother and I used to actually take survival hikes out into the scrub. What you carried in your pockets is what you took.
Hmm.
And we'd be out there for 10 days with people that paid nicely. And now, of course, they call them eco hikes or something like that. It's got a fancy name. So but we were doing that 50 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I was raised by my grandparents, and they're from the West Virginia, Pennsylvania hills. So I grew up on stuff like muskrat and possum and good food like that. It was, I mean, I used to watch Beverly Hillbillies. I don't know if you guys saw that over in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Granny would call out victuals, and my mouth would water.
Yeah.
I had crawdads. I had crawdads in many different ways. Just that's what people ate before supermarkets.
Rabbits and squirrels.
Yep. I had Ross Perot's world famous barbecued rattlesnake, and man, that was a good meat. That was just unbelievably good.
We used to try and go they take us to go called grabbling. At least that was the term where we were at, and it's where you go in a stream, and then you wade in and you use your hands and you feel around for the fish, and then you flip it out,
Oh yeah.
whatever the proper term for that is. And
Well, they do that down in the south with catfish.
yeah, we were doing this in North Carolina and
Okay.
in the creeks and streams. And
Yeah.
my uncle, he was a Baptist minister, and he lucked into about a 7-foot black snake, and he was hollering a lot. None of it was cuss words, but he was hollering a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. The point was there. Here on the Detroit River and the St. Clair River, they do a lot of what they call turtling, catching the big turtles for stew.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's exactly what they do. They wade up to their waist and spread their legs. When the turtles come between their legs, they grab them and throw them up in the boat.
Wow.
That's how my grandfather used to get them.
We were told when I was growing up in Detroit River never to go near it. You could probably walk across it.
It's actually,
Enjoy.
they've really done an amazing job of cleaning it up. And
Joy has said that my brother and his wife almost got divorced because of the fact that she was still cleaning up after and do the laundry of their son. He was 19.
Oh,
No, we had a good system in our place when the kids were at home. I got sick of having to go into their room, and my wife did as well, and picking up all their stuff because they refused to bring it out. So I gave them an ultimatum one night at dinner time that anything left on the floor would be thrown out.
mhm.
Took a week. They soon found out that they could easily pick things up because they didn't have anything to wear and nothing to play with.
Yeah.
And Joyce also said, I asked my nephew once if he knew how to cook anything, and he said yes. He then proceeded to show me how he heated up the hot pocket in the microwave.
one of the
You
last.
haven't worked it out, Joy. And she said she's been cooking since she was 6. But men will find the simplest way of doing anything, and it's just food as far as they're concerned. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Yep. My favorite cookbook, I saw this many years ago. My favorite cookbook is called A Man, a Can, and a Microwave.
Yeah. All right, folks, it's lunchtime, man. So, unfortunately, I've got to go.
Okay.
All right,
I
Robbo.
shall-
We got you
I
hungry
shall
now.
see you.
Stay, stay warm.
See you
I
later.
will.
Okay.
Bye.
Take it easy, buddy.
Bye. Did you get it filled, Jay?
Yeah, nearly. Nearly. Squirting it across the wood.
Jeff, what's your Etsy website so I can look at it?
You know, the easiest way to get to it is go to my website first and hit the store button. My website is C as in Charlie, B as in boy, Jeff, JEFF.com.
CB Jeff?
Yep. That's short for Crafted by Jeff.
CB Jeff. Okay. Yep, there it is. You look a lot thinner now.
I lost 35 pounds since that picture.
Wow.
Yeah, I got this
Do
now.
that. How did you do that? Mostly from your cooking, or not be able to?
No, it's simply it's actually quite easy. It's just a lot of people find it very hard, but I cut out carbs, bread, pasta, stuff like that, and I also don't eat candy and stuff anymore. I did it because I'm diabetic, and so I just cut that stuff out, and I just dropped like crazy.
I've cut out lots of candy, but I live on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches,
Yeah, high carb.
so I have to do that. The doctor mentioned I need to lose a few pounds. I'm
Mhm.
not, I'm about. He wants me like 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah. Do you eat a lot of pasta?
No.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, anything that has a high carbohydrate, basically steer away from, which would be, peanut butters. Jelly's full of sugar, of course. That's a carb. Bread.
Hey, Jeff, can you read the comments from Effie and Joy?
I'm full screen right now. Let me.
Okay. I didn't know if you could or not.
Well, I don't know. I've never done it. Oh, there we go. Since I was 6.
I just didn't want to, I wanted to keep them included.
Thank you. I forgot all about that.
That's one of the last things my mom taught me before she passed away was how to make jelly.
Yeah.
And did blackberry, peach, grape, and a couple of strawberries, and I can't remember what else. She'd have me doing it while she was sitting there because she wasn't able to, and she judged me on how I was doing. It's one of the only things that I can do that I can actually cook or do without messing it up. Well, too much.
I can cook. I just don't like it. I just don't like to cook. All the men in my family did the cooking. My grandfather, who raised us, did all the cooking. My dad, when he wasn't drinking, was cooking.
I don't know if I call it jelly or preserves. It's whatever was on the label of the pectin box. That's how I made it.
Well, preserves basically means there's more of the fruit in it.
Yeah, it was just the fruit, the juice of the fruit. So my wife says jelly.
Oh, okay. If you got any of the, if it's got the meat of the fruit and the seeds and stuff like that, then it's a preserve.
Yeah.
That's what my grandfather loved. He loves Smucker's preserves, strawberry mostly.
And that, folks, is what happens when you don't have a spindle lock.
Robbo couldn't, maneuver or fix you one into there.
Eventually, I'll drill through the main bolt, drill right through, and then just use the ramrod pole. That's what I did on my my other lathe.
Yeah. You might check with Robbo and see if he has a cleaner one or a better or more thoughtful, or more, I don't know what you call it, more
Efficient.
yeah, some sort of better fix or something, or just as
Nah, that was his idea on my other lathe, was to drill a hole through. Yeah. The only thing that we were a bit apprehensive with on the other lathe was whether it was going to change this when it went in there, but there was there was no burrs left inside. We cleaned it right out with a file, and it was all good to go.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Let's give this ugly piece a go.
I'm gonna have to leave in about 5 minutes.
All right, this is Grapevine again.
Ah,
My mum gets it from a friend, and my mum's got a combustion heater, so she burns it. And every now and then I go over there and get
raid
a
her
piece of.
stockpile.
Sorry?
You'll raid her stockpile.
I'll ask, because she's pretty doesn't like giving it out much. I don't blame her, because if you're going to get it for free and then you have to go and buy it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I won't take too much, but
Jeff, before I go, if there's some kind of wood that you want from down Florida way, or if Joy or Effie want something, let me know. I don't mind sending some up that way. I'm happy to share and trade with other wood turners or woodworkers.
Okay.
Joy and Effie,
My website now, my email address is on it. You can write me anytime.
Joy and Effie, they're just woodworking groupies, Rex.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, are either of those ladies inside the United States?
Yes.
Are they anywhere close at all to Florida or the Southeast?
Joy is in New Mexico,
Oh,
and Effie is in Mississippi.
well,
I was going to say, I thought one of them was in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Don't say we're heading because we don't know what we're doing.
well, if everything goes right, we might go to Mississippi next year. There's a crochet and knitting convention there next year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. My wife says it's Louisiana.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a little closer to you than Mississippi.
I'm sorry. I mix up things.
So you have to stop off and see Eddie Castellan.
Yeah. That and also there's also a band that we want to see there, and I can't remember. I had a brain problem, so Consortium of Geniuses band. It's called.
Oh, interesting. I like that
Yeah.
name.
And they just do fun music, and they have a actual robot for the drummer.
Oh, really?
And yeah, they play it. They just play it being mad scientists, and they want to take over the world, things like that. They have some interesting music. They play all genres of music, everything from rock to whatever, goth.
Yeah. I just looked them up on the internet.
Do you watch Pinky and the Brain?
Right?
Yes,
Oh, I love Pinky and the Brain.
good.
Yeah, I thought of that straight away as soon as you said they want to take over the world.
I love Pinky and the Brain. I wish they'd start drawing that again.
I wish they'd do the Animaniacs.
Yeah, those are fun.
Do Animaniacs.
Oh, my wife said they did do it. Oops.
It's all related.
So, all right, I'll send you an email, Jeff, and let you know and go from there because I'm going to have to close down for the night.
Okay, well, I look forward to hearing from you, Rex.
Doctor's orders and all that.
Yep, I understand.
So you be careful, Jay,
Yeah, well,
and you
Thanks for
ladies
coming
be
in.
careful and don't get your fingers in saws or the needles.
hell no. I like my fingers where they are.
My mother had a needle go through her finger several times on the sewing machine. You know, she did the industrial sewing machine, and she used to
Yep.
make car seats for the automotive factories. So,
Yeah, yeah, they'd be a nasty needle to get through your finger for sure.
yeah. So, okay, North Mississippi. I don't know if we'll go that way. We were hoping to try and do. I don't know if you've heard of this, Jeff. It's called the 127 garage sale.
No, I haven't.
It's a garage sale that happens one weekend during the year, and it goes from Michigan, somewhere in Michigan, all the way down into Alabama, and it's all along that road, 127.
Okay, yeah, well, I know 127 well.
And and it's going to be like this year. It's going to be like the 3rd through the 7th of August.
5 through the 8th.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just pulled it up.
And we went like 2 years ago, and it was great. I told my wife I wanted to do it again this year, but because of the grandkids, we can't.
Oh, okay.
So they had
That's
everything from wood burning stoves to overalls to burlap sacks to, the old frying pans, all that, and just in a couple of the areas we visited.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I'm looking at the map. Wow. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I believe it's called the world's longest garage sale.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
But everybody we stopped at were very exceptionally nice, and it was nice and easy going and all that. It was really a lot of things to see, a lot of things I'd never seen before, and some I wouldn't care to see again. But
Oh, that's
still,
very interesting.
it was pretty cool to just be able to drive along and see it. And it was great to stop at it because they had some cities had all amusement rides and all that sort of stuff all along the way.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they're advertising lodging and everything.
Yep. So I'm gonna disconnect, and I'll send you the email before I lay down. Then Jeff, and I will talk to you all again. Be safe, Jay, and enjoy. And Effie, you have a good evening.
Yep, no worries. Thanks for coming in.
Hey,
You and
Rex,
Tammy,
take care of yourself.
Okay. Bye bye.
yeah, you and Tammy have a good day tomorrow. Bye
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
bye. That's all right. I thought it was going to be a lot more unsteady than that.
I was going to say that's nicely balanced. Much better than I expected.
Cracks aren't actually too bad in this piece. There's a lot of little cracks instead of one giant one. There's that
Yeah.
there. That's nothing compared to some of the cracks I've come across in this stuff.
Yeah.
What projects you been working on, Jeff?
I haven't been in the shop a lot. I've been doing a lot of yard work and stuff like that.
Yep.
But I just, I think I mentioned already, I got this ambrosia maple log,
Yep.
or half a log, and it had a big crack down the middle. So I filled that up with Luminite deep pour with blue mica in it. So that's going to take 3 days to set up before
Okay.
it can be turned. Then I'm going to try to core it. But it's very dry, so coring sometimes is tricky with dry wood.
Yep.
But we'll give it the old college try, you know.
Yes.
Worst it happens, I'm making a lot of little boxes.
It works out right. How many bowls do you think you'll get out of it?
For this size, I think when I get done turning it to shape, I only have about a 12-inch wide bowl, so I'll probably just try to get one out of the center.
Yep.
Maybe like a 10-inch or something like that.
Oh yeah.
10-inch by maybe 2 inches deep.
Nice big bowl. And that's kind of what I was looking for.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. I didn't want it to go until it broke. I didn't think it would all fall down there though, but slight hiccup. That's good enough. I chose this piece because it's a bit more crack wise. It's a lot less. It's
Yeah.
and the other half of that piece is where the crack started to grow. So I'll just fill those in with crayon. I'll do that tomorrow now. I've had the infamous knock on the window, so I'm going to knock it on the head. I appreciate you coming in, Jeff. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Good seeing you again. I've missed quite a few weeks. So,
Yep, that's all right.
but you know,
Always be here.
life gets in the way of things sometimes.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, Effie, Joy.
Effie, Joy, we'll see you guys later. You take care, Jay.
Yeah, you too.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See the tree person in the background that's not saying anything. This. I'll show you quickly before I go. That's the the crayon. So I hollowed it out, but honestly, I don't really give two hoots about the inside at the moment. It's just trying to do a stress test on the wax. I'll leave that overnight to cure properly, even though it's most probably good to go now. I'll leave it overnight and see how we go. Give it another go tomorrow or something. See, it's down there now. Down there somewhere anyway. Only wood to land on down there. See, look, it's had another stress test. Bye-bye.